After a one-week hiatus, One Piece Chapter 1092 has finally been released this week, and here are the review for the chapter. The latest One Piece chapter continues the story of the ongoing battle on Egghead Island. Previously, we saw how Kizaru attacked Egghead Island and engaged in a battle with Luffy. So what happens in the next chapter? Chapter 1092 of the One Piece manga is titled The Tyrant Attacking Holy Land Incident. The chapter begins with the continuation of what Kuma was doing earlier. In this new chapter, Kuma appears to have successfully reached Marijoa. Some guards attempt to stop Kuma, but their efforts prove futile. He attacks the guards with his Ursus shock technique. The guards and celestial dragons are injured due to Kuma's attack. Suddenly, 𝐋𝐢𝐜𝐞 appears before Kuma. He asks Kuma what he is doing in Marijoa, but Kuma remains silent. 𝐋𝐢𝐜𝐞 then attacks Kuma with his Hellhound technique, the same technique he used to destroy Whitebeard's face. Kuma's arm and leg are partially destroyed by the attack, but he continues to run and disappears. The celestial dragons are furious at 𝐋𝐢𝐜𝐞 for allowing Kuma to escape. We then see a flashback of 𝐋𝐢𝐜𝐞's meeting with Bonnie, which took place in chapter 595. 𝐋𝐢𝐜𝐞 explains to Bonnie that her father willingly altered parts of his body. The story then shifts back to Egghead Island, where we witness the continuation of the battle between Kizaru and Luffy. Kizaru uses light in both of his hands to fend off Luffy's attacks. Luffy also employs armament haki to strike at Kizaru. There are no new attacks introduced in this battle, but Kizaru praises Luffy's strength and power. Kizaru states that Luffy is a formidable opponent and believes he can defeat Kaido. However, Kizaru manages to land an attack on Luffy, who had previously flown out of the Egghead area at high speed. Kizaru's attack on Luffy causes the Vega Force 1 robot to be destroyed. We then get a flashback of Vegapunk introducing Vega Force 1 to Kizaru. In the midst of the battle, Bonnie appears and attacks Kizaru. However, Kizaru proves too powerful for Bonnie and manages to throw her far into Egghead Island's protective barrier. Kizaru also seems to recognize Bonnie and advises her not to interfere to prevent more people he knows from getting hurt in this mission. Kizaru then teleports to the Labo Phase control room. He appears next to Vegapunk. However, Luffy's gigantic Gear 5 empowered body suddenly appears, and his arm reaches into the room to grab Kizaru. Everyone present, including Vegapunk, Usopp, Edison, Atlas, and Nami, is shocked by Luffy's enormous form to the point that their eyeballs pop out. Kizaru himself appears normal when facing Luffy's gigantic form. At the end of the chapter, an interesting phenomenon occurs as the eyes of the ancient robot on Egghead Island open after hearing the drums of liberation played by Luffy. The good news is that there won't be a weekly break next week.